and show us the passage of time. We're gonna need a montage.
Pictures are really important when you make a top 5 or 10. So, especially if it's hard to put in video clips. You should usually put in a picture to fit in with the type of subject that you're talking about, or a bunch of pictures. I mean, I'm just mostly gonna have top 5 in my pictures here, but they're like a really important thing because you don't want them just looking at a blank screen while you're talking about a certain subject. So I think pictures are a pretty important thing to have in a top 5 or 10. When you speak in a top 5 or 10, you should really have a clear voice. Now, that's something I really struggle with. I might take a little bit of a pause at times and other stuff like that. Part of the reason is that I actually don't use a paper to look at or anything. I just come up with it in my head, which is actually a pretty good thing if you really know what you're doing. But it's good to have a good clear voice, especially if you want people to understand you. Like top 5s and 10s, you gotta hear the people talk when they're explaining, unless you just want to use subtitle stuff. Music is good when you're doing a top 5 or just a top 10. However, it's hard for me to add music while I'm talking, because sometimes either I'm talking and it takes out the music, or it's talking and it basically can't hear me. But I do put music in like when I'm actually presenting a new topic, so that helps. I used to not even do that, but I was like, well, I think that works. So, but yeah, sometimes you should have background music just because of it. Music is good. That's what I'm just gonna say. Yeah, that's it. The length of time when you talk in a top 5 is important because you don't want to have too much time to speak or not enough time to speak. Sometimes I might speak for about 40 seconds just so I could get the topic clear and out. But sometimes I might speak shorter depending on what all I need to say. So right now I actually would have it for about that long, but if I don't have anything else to say, I might reduce it or increase it. It's really key because you don't want to hear somebody talking forever about just one certain thing or just barely at all. You got to get the concept out. When it seems like you're all done with the top 5 or top 10, you probably should just wait before you post it, because if you actually post it early, maybe you'll see something wrong that totally happened, like a total silence instead of speaking at a certain part, because maybe it just glitched for some reason. You should always go back and revise it, or just look back to see if everything is okay before you actually post the video. It's really important because you don't want to. It might look really weird, and you might get a lot of comments about, hey, what was that about, or anything like that. So I think I've made a mistake like that before in the past, but I fixed that before. So it's really important that you look back at your video before you're done with it. And that's the Clay's way of making a top 5 or top 10. Alright guys, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and please subscribe. I'm at 290 and it's just going so slow. I might gain subs and then lose subs. I hope I don't lose much more of you guys. I would love it to have you guys around. And I'll try to watch your vids more too, just to check you guys out. And also, I just need to have a word before I go. Jackson Duzma, he somehow broke his DS, and I think maybe it still can power on stuff, but I really hope he can do a system transfer or something. So it's gonna be hard for us to play DS with each other. In fact, I think we're just gonna take a break from that. I could still upload videos of that from earlier recordings. I might play with Lil Dan 596 though. He's a really awesome guy, and he has a kind heart deep down. Alright guys, until next time, bye-bye!